Welcome back to Let's Play Ultima 7. When we left off, I believe we had spoken to Gilberto the guard, who was the one who got his noggin knocked while he was on watch. So we want to check in with him, check in with Gilberto, then Gargamel, and then give a report to the mayor. From there, we'll be heading north into Paws and maybe to Britain, depending on how many of the subquests I decide I want to do in Paws. So, I need to go talk to the guard. Nope, that's not the guard. Not the healer's hut. That's Mr. Unfriendly, and I really don't want to deal with him again. Alright. There's our guy. You see a grumpy fellow with a bloody bandage on his head. Hook. The guard thinks a moment. No, I cannot say that I saw a man with a hook. Okay, fine. What about the murder? It must have occurred shortly before I was knocked out. Knocked? It was just about sunrise. I was looking out to the sea. All of a sudden I felt a blow on the back of mine head. He winces in pain. Blow? The next thing I knew, I was on the ground. Johnson, the guard for the next watch, was shaking me. It had been about 10 minutes. I knew that because the sun had just peeked over the horizon, and the Crown Jewel had gone and sailed. Crown Jewel? Did I forget to say? That is a ship that was docked here all night. I believe it was about to sail for Britain. Thou couldst ask Gargan the shipwright to make sure. Anyway, I did not see mine attackers, the guard grumbles. Okie dokie, bye now. Goodbye, watch thy back. Go talk to Gargan is a fantastic idea, so that's what we are going to do. Hey, Gargan. Yes, matey, Gargan asks, coughing. Crown Jewel. Yes, that ship was docked overnight. He consults his log. She sailed for Britain at sunrise. I do not recall seeing anyone get on or off. Gargan snorts and coughs a couple of times. Hook. Matey, I have always seen pirates and sailors with peg legs and hooks. If thou hast seen one, thou hast seen another. But the man suddenly frowns. Now that thou dost mention it, I did see a man with a hook late last night after sundown. I was leaving the shop and saw him outside. There was a wingless gargoyle with him. They were walking east. Gargan sneezes, then coughs a couple of times. I told thee it was him. Bye. May the day have smooth sailing, the sailor starts to say, but a coughing spasm interrupts him. All right, now let's go report into the mayor about what we know. Yes, Avatar, Finnegan asks. Report. Art thou ready to answer some questions concerning the investigation? Certainly. Very well. What was Christopher's occupation? He was a blacksmith. What didst thou find at the murder site? We found a key. What did the key open? It opened a chest. What didst thou find in the chest? Well, gold, yes. Medallion, yes. Scroll, yes. So all of these. Dost thou have a suspect? Sure do. What does this villain look like? He's got a hook for a hand. Any leads on finding this villain? The Crown Jewel. The mayor is pleased. It seems that thou art pursuing thine investigation with genuine fervor. Methinks thou shouldst go to Britain and see if thou can find this man with a hook. Here is half of the reward money. Thou wilt receive the rest when thou dost prove that the killer hath been brought to justice. The mayor hands you 100 gold coins. Dost thou need the password? Sure do. Before I give thee the password, I must admit about having my doubts about thou truly being the Avatar. I must ask thee to indulge me in order to satisfy my somewhat suspicious nature. I shall ask thee a few questions regarding the geography of Britannia. Please answer with the number of longitude or latitude from thy cloth map. Remember, longitude refers to the lines that run north-south. They are determined by the numbers at the bottom of the map. Latitude refers to the lines that run east-west. They are determined by the numbers on the left side of thy map. If these questions are answered correctly, then I will cast aside all my doubts. What latitude runs through the center of Buccaneer's Den? So what we're looking at is an ancient form of copy protection, and as it so happens, I actually have the cloth map for Ultima 7. You can find these things online. With the GOG versions and so on, they give you an answers PDF to help you find these. But I like being old school. So he's asking what latitude runs through the center of Buccaneer's Den. That looks to be the 60. 60. What is the latitude of the northernmost point of the Isle of Spectrin? Spectrin is 120. What is the latitude that runs through the center of deep forest? 60. Excellent. I have no doubt that thou art the one true avatar. Oh, I almost forgot. The password to leave or enter the town is Blackbird. Okay, so we got paid. We have passed our copy protection. And off we go to leave town. Now, we did talk about buying a sextant, but I remembered that I can get one for a little less than that if I hold my taters. So let's talk to the guard. If he'll hold still a minute. What is it? Johnson asks sternly. I would like to leave. Let's see, name, job, password. I guess job. Job. I have the morning watch guarding the dock. I authorize the comings and goings of every ship. I can't remember how to get him to open. Password. What is it? It is Blackbird. Very well, thou mayst pass. So here we have a sundial, so it's 9 o'clock in the morning. There's a ship here, but we didn't buy it. So we will head north around the walls. Oh no, not more rain.
Yes, that is the proper direction to travel, Avatar.
See the passion play. So these folks will, if you give them a coin, act out a passion play. It's basically an advertisement for the fellowship. I'm not going to want to read all that, so I'm skipping it. If you want to see the passion play, play the game. Now, if memory serves, was there a bit... Oh, hey, crocodile, let's fight him. And now I've got some poison in my party because I stepped into the swamp. Didn't last long. I could swear there was something I was supposed to pick up along this path, but I'm not seeing it now. Paws. That food smells good. You do have to feed your characters. You see an old woman who gives you a smile of grandmotherly sweetness. You can see immediately that her vision is poor. Name? My name is Beverly. Job? Why, I run the House of Items here in Paws. House of Items? It's a shop that sells antiques and previously used items. Running this shop allows me to remain youthful and active. It's heartening to sell things to the poor people of this town that they might not otherwise be able to afford. Bye. My store is now closed. I'm usually open in the afternoons. Bye. A good day to thee, my lord. I believe she has got the sextant that I'm looking for. So we'll be catching up with her shortly. Nah, this just runs out to the dock. You see a man whose eyes slowly shift back and forth as a crooked smile curls his lips. He walks up to you, looks you up and down. Oh, there must be a traveling show in town, he says, sniggering. That is a very nice clown costume. Who art thou? I am Paulus. Very well, Paulus, what does thou want? Name? My name is Morphin. Job? I am a merchant who operates one of the most thriving businesses in Paws, which includes the slaughterhouse. Slaughterhouse? I take it thou hast noticed the smell. If so, I do apologize. He shrugs his shoulders, grinning, and holds his palms upward. I think of it as the smell of success. Thou mayest purchase some meat if thou so wishes. Merchant? Oh, I sell a little of this and that, here and there. Wherever there is a demand, I try to supply it. Demand? There is quite a demand for the venom of the silver serpent in certain areas, for instance. Supply. I keep a small stock of silver serpent venom from time to time, which I sell to the apothecary in Britannia for a modest profit. The government is trying to control sales of it until they can determine how dangerous the effects are. Effects? They are widely known. Silver serpent venom is a reagent that, when ingested in small doses, temporarily enhances one's physical strength, stamina, and quickness, along with bringing a feeling of euphoria. After the effects wear off, the subject feels quite drained. This tends to make them want to take it again. Prolonged use in such a fashion will bring about a condition that deteriorates the skin, eventually causing it to rot away. Finally, too great a dose, or too great an accumulation of doses, is fatal, as the venom is a deadly poison. It may very well have some healing properties when used in other ways we have yet to discover, but any user of the venom should not do so without caution. User? I do not believe I have noticed anyone in town who is showing the symptoms of venom use. From now on I shall keep watch, so thou shouldst ask again later. Apothecary? His name is Kessler. Paws. I do suppose my ventures are profitable enough for me to afford to move to Britain, but things are so much less expensive here. Of course, the theft has me a bit wary. If thou dost wish to know more about the people here, speak to the couple who run the fellowship shelter, Feridwin and Britta. Theft? Thou art a stranger in Paws. Beware the thief who roams this town. The culprit has stolen a quantity of my valuable silver serpent venom. I've already talked to you about venom, so I'm not going to do it again, but maybe you're going to tell me something about the crime. Venom? A terrible crime, causing me no small amount of monetary distress. It has caused the surrounding community to worry about their possessions as well. I would be thine humble servant, shouldst thou help investigate the matter. Wilt thou? Well, I'm the Avatar, so yeah. Then I shall cooperate fully, my lord. He bows. Bye. Good day to thee. So who stole the venom? Oh, these dudes. I'll be talking to them in a minute, but before I get to them, I think this is What's-Her-Face's shop. House of Items, yep. That is her shop. She didn't happen to sneak in, did she? No, she said afternoon. Yeah, the hourglass won't tell me. You notice there's a sextant there, which I'll be very interested in. That dude ain't got no legs. You see a beggar. You cannot tell from the look on his face whether he is about to laugh or cry. Name? My name is Fen, my lord. Job? He looks away from you shamefully. I have none, my lord. You know anything about the thief? Be wary, for there is a thief in this town. Some silver serpent venom was stolen from the merchant Morphin who runs the slaughterhouse. No, that's not helpful. None? I used to be a farmer in more prosperous times. I used to work with Komar and Merrick. Komar? He is my best friend, and the bravest man I know. Oh, please, thou art making mine eyes leak. Merrick? Merrick joined the fellowship so he could live in their shelter, the poor sod. Shelter? Humph, if thou art so unfortunate as to want to live there, thou wouldst do better on the corner with Komar and I. Corner? Even when pockets are light, there is still some mercy left in this world. Begging for money is not a proud profession, but there are worse ones. Worse? At least we do not have to do what Merrick does. He recruits for the fellowship. Fellowship? If the fellowship truly wants to help people, why would they let us starve just because we don't want to join? They cannot answer that one. Starve? Do not worry. We shall not starve. Camille sends her son Tobias with food and clothing for us every so often. Tobias? He's a fine lad, always willing to give us a hand, unlike that rude urchin Garrett. Let's finish that out, Camille. Camille is a good woman. She lives at the farm, bordering the dairy. Garrett? He is the son of Feridwin and Britta, who run the shelter. Garrett crosses the road to avoid us. We would not want the likes of him walking down our side of the road anyway. Give? Wilt thou give me a bit of money? Sure. How much? I'll give you 5. Thank thee, my lord. Bye-bye. Good fortune to you, my lord. Now, I have no idea if the game's mechanics change at all based on how many coins you give him, but I'm a generous avatar. You see a beggar leaning on a crutch. His eyes shine like diamonds with sheer bitterness. Name? My name is Komor. Job? I'm a dancer, my lord. He cannot keep a straight face and almost falls off his crutches. Beggar? I was not always a beggar. Like Finn and Merrick, I used to be a farmer too. But times got worse, and times are always bad in Paws. Paws? You know, it occurs to me that I do not see the game audio anywhere in the recording, and if it's not, I'm going to be very upset. Yeah, this whole time I haven't had any game audio going on at all. Wow, okay, that's better. So, quit. A veritable wonderland, is it not? Finn. Finn and me are chums, and will be till the day we die. We share in each other's vast expanses of wealth. Wealth? Yea, verily, Finn and I share all that we own, which, in its totality, is the clothes on our backs and the snot on our throats. Chums? Finn and me have been friends since we were little tiny babes. Merrick? A royal rotten egg he is. Merrick turned his back on us and now spends each night in a warm, cozy bed, which is more than either one of us have had for some time. Turned his back? The only thing worse than this miserable existence is having Merrick sniff around and try to recruit us, a bloody parasite. Bed? Merrick sleeps in the shelter run by the Fellowship. They feed him too. He had to join before they would help him. Fellowship? We could have joined, but they are a foul lot. Anybody acting so bloody nice must be up to no good. There are some compromises we will not make, even to survive. Shelter? The shelter? 'Tis the large building filled with the fawning hypocrites. Thou shouldst have little trouble finding it. Give? Wilt thou give me a bit of money? How much? 5. Thank thee, my lord. Buy. Hold thine head high, my lord. Okay, so apparently the Fellowship is not something that the smaller people are happy with, but not for clear reasons yet. You see a man covered in the sweat of a hard day's work. Name? I am Thurston. Job? I operate the mill here in Paws. Paws? In case thou hast not noticed, the people who live here are not so well off as their cousins who live in Britain. In fact, we've even had a theft recently. Theft? Indeed, thou shouldst be wary, my lord. There is a thief in this town. Morphin, a merchant, had several vials of valuable silver snake venom stolen. Say that 3 times real fast. Snake venom. It is procured from the silver serpent. I believe gargoyles used it habitually in the old days. I'm not so sure what it might do to a human. Perhaps Morphin can tell thee more. Mill? The local economy depends upon the mill for flour, so I ensure that the mill runs. Sometimes I feel that keeping the wheels turning is the only reason to live. Well, that's sad. Reason to live? I have no wife or family. I've thought about joining the Fellowship, but I refuse. I have nothing but my work and a drink at the Salty Dog now and then. Salty Dog? In truth, I go there more to be near Polly, the innkeeper, than for the wine. But she is always busy tending bar and has no time for me, I'm sure. Is that so? Okay, why won't you join the Fellowship? I know they do good work here in town, but there is just something about them that makes me uncomfortable. Bye. Good day to thee, my lord. I would have said flour, but I don't want to be making bread, and you can make bread in this game. Now, if I remember correctly, the Salty Dog, yep, is right here. Into Polly, huh? Let's go talk to Polly right quick. You see the town bartender. She looks very busy, but she obviously takes pride in her work. I am Polly. 'Tis a pleasure to meet thee. Job? The owner and proprietor of the Salty Dog, the finest eating and drinking establishment in all of Paws, at thy service. Do you know about Thurston? You relate to Polly what you heard Thurston say about her. She's taken completely by surprise. Thurston really said that about me? I've always liked him, but in truth, I've always thought I was not good enough for him. No, don't worry, I'll dispel him of that notion. Thief. There's a thief in this town. Silver serpent venom was stolen from Morphin, the merchant who operates the slaughterhouse. Nothing new. Paws? Actually, there are no other inns or pubs in Paws. It is a small place, but our food and drink here is quite good, honestly. Bye. Good day to thee, my lord. All right, let's go let Thurston know what she just said. Oh, right. Thurston, there you are. Greetings, my lord, says Thurston. Polly. You relate to Thurston what Polly had said about him. He looks at you with joyous surprise. Did Polly really say these things? It is ridiculous that she believes I'm too good for her. Suddenly he forgets his work and starts hurrying around in excitement. For years I've loved this woman from afar. I will begin courting her immediately. Bye. Good day to thee, my lord. I can't remember if I need to close that circuit with Polly one more time, or if that's the end of the loop. Let's double check. Hey, Polly. Oh, hold still, lady. Polly. Oh, no, that's Beverly. Bye. Good day to thee, my lord. Thurston. Taken by surprise, not good enough. Yeah, so we have finished that subplot. Kind of weird, though, that she doesn't change her tune now that that's closed. Yeah, I know. It could be that the mechanics are such that he's got to actually be somewhere near her before that circuit ends. The game is smart enough to have schedules like that, so it's possible that it's gonna flag on that. Somebody's house. That is one of the things that I love about this game. If you notice, there's an NPC, and he just opened the shutters to the house. All of the NPCs have set schedules that give them certain functions to do at certain times. So what's interesting is that the game world actually changes state a little bit based on what these folks are doing. It's a pretty cool little mechanic. You see a cheerful, handsome young man who gives you a friendly wave as you approach. Name? My name is Andrew. How art thou, my lord? Job? I'm the owner and proprietor of the dairy here in Paws. Paws? Of course, everyone is up in arms about this business concerning the missing venom. Thief? Be wary, for there is a thief in this town. Some silver serpent venom was stolen from Morphin. You'd think I'd be an old hand at that, since that same sentence gets used over and over. Venom. It could be hidden anywhere. With all the trade that occurs in this town, it would be easy to hide. I do not know much else about the substance. Perhaps Morphin himself would know what kinds of effects it might produce. Morphin? He bought the slaughterhouse a few years ago, soon after he joined the fellowship. I knew the previous owner. Previous owner? I was just a lad when I first saw the old slaughterhouse. The old man who owned it even showed me the storeroom in there once. The door to it is locked. I think Morphin has the key somewhere in his house. Dairy? Yes, I sell milk and cheese. Thou mayest find the dairy between Camille's farm and the slaughterhouse. Camille? Camille is a good woman. She's still an advocate of the old virtues. She runs the farm by herself. Well, with the help of her son Tobias. Tobias? A rather defensive young lad. I cannot say that I know that much about him. Bye. I hope I was of some assistance to thee. All right, here and here and here and here. Okay. Fellowship shelter. May look, plain English. Hello. You see a small man with a twisted, sloped posture. He looks you up and down before deciding he will speak to you. I'd gotten word that thou art coming to our town. I've been expecting thee. I must admit, though, that I find it difficult to believe that thou art truly the Avatar. My name is Faradwin. Job. I run the fellowship shelter with my wife Britta and my son Garrett here in Paws. Paws? As this is a small town with few privileges and a little privacy, our family has come to know everyone in Paws quite well. Is there someone thou dost wish to hear about? I'm well acquainted with these people. Tell me about the beggars. Oh, them. Comar and Fen. Faradwin rolls his eyes. Comar? Comar is the most hateful man I've ever met. He's a bundle of bitterness. In all the time I've known him, Comar has never spoken a word to me that was not at best a thinly veiled insult. Fen? Fen is a beggar who refuses all aid from the fellowship. A pathetic case. Not even his former friend Merrick can reach him anymore. Tell me about Britta, a wonderful woman. Thou shouldst meet her. I will. Shelter? This is the only place in all of Britannia designed for the aid and care of the poor. It is hard work, but then one strives to be worthy of that which we wish to receive. I'm going to regret this. Fellowship? Wouldst thou like to join? Sure. Then thou must see Batlin of Britain. He is the founder of the Fellowship. Tell me about your kid, Garrett. Thankfully, we've been able to raise our son properly by emphasizing the teachings of the Fellowship. Garrett shall not be trapped in the poverty of his surroundings. He shall be intellectually, spiritually, and morally superior. He's talented, too. Oh, talented? He plays the whistle panpipes extremely well for a lad his age. Britta and I are very proud. He could probably attend the music hall in Britain when he's older. Tell me about the merchants. They would be Morphin, Andrew, Thurston, and Beverly. Thurston? Thurston owns the mill. He could do better if he ran his business with more of an eye toward profit. Oh, judgmental much, dude. Morphin. Morphin is a clever and industrious member of the Fellowship. He runs the local slaughterhouse and is also a snake venom merchant. Snake venom? Morphin, the local merchant, informs me that a quantity of silver serpent venom was stolen from him. The thief is still at large, so be wary. Of course, I do not know why anyone would want the vile substance. It's surely not good for one's health. Beverly? She is a nearly blind elderly woman who runs the antique shop on the east side of the river. Andrew? Andrew is such a happy young man. He doth not notice the myriad of personal problems that he is afflicted with. P. Shelter residents? Our residents include Alina and her child, and Merrick. Merrick? A splendid example of the Fellowship turning someone's life around. Presently, he resides in our shelter. Alina? Her husband is currently in Britain somewhere. I do not know the details. She has a small child. How about the farmers? That would be Camille and her son Tobias. Camille? She's a sad woman, a widow who is living in the past. It's a pity, really. Fortunately, her husband left her the farm, which does happen to turn a profit. How about Tobias? A local rascal. I normally would not allow Garrett to associate with such a troublemaker, but the Fellowship has taught me to be a tolerant parent. Besides, associating with my son might do the lad some good. Who knows? Bye. Mayest thou walk with the Fellowship. I think that's the... No, that is either Britta or... You see a simple peasant woman. Her face is etched with sorrow. Name? I am Alina. Yep, I've been wanting to talk to her. Job? I have none, my lord, save for being the mother of my child. I am waiting for mine husband, Weston, to return from Britain. Weston? Mine husband is imprisoned in Britain for stealing fruit from the royal orchard. Stealing? Mine husband is no thief, my lord. He went there to buy fruit for the child and me so that we would have enough to eat. He's been wrongfully accused, I'm certain of it. Eat? We are very poor. My baby and I are presently living in the Fellowship shelter because we have nowhere else to go. Shelter? We are fortunate that we are able to live by the Fellowship's good graces, but I do not know how long we will be allowed to stay. Allowed? They tell me the shelter is only for members of the Fellowship. Unless I join soon, I shall be asked to leave, and I have nowhere else to go. Fellowship? It was a member of the Fellowship that has accused mine husband. Now they wish for me to join them. Accused? They say, if I join, they will attempt to free mine husband, but it was they who unjustly accused him. I cannot trust them, but I fear I may have no choice. Join them? I cannot join the Fellowship without feeling that I am betraying mine husband. How could I become one of those who falsely accused him? Yet, if I do not, they will not allow my child and me to live here. She sobs and covers her face with her hands. It is so unfair. I must choose between the starvation and betrayal. If only Weston were here. I do not know what to do. Child? Cassie is my daughter, just a wee babe. She's mine only joy. Bye. Pleasant day to thee, my lord. So I know where Weston is, and we will handle him when we get to Britannia. And that's the baby. We'll give her a little nudge. You see a nervous man who constantly blinks. He sees you and looks like he's in a snit. Who art thou? I'm Paulus. Very well, Paulus. What does thou want? Name? I am Merrick. Job? I used to be a farmer here in Paws. Now I suppose I work for the Fellowship. I live in their shelter. Fellowship? Oh boy. The Fellowship is the philosophical group devoted to the teachings of a truly great man named Batlin. In the absence of the Avatar, Batlin has become a sort of spiritual father for the people of Britannia. Through his speeches and writings, he's changed the lives of many people, including my own. I'm not going to ask about philosophy. The sanguine condition just gets on my nerves. Farmer? I was a farmer, of course. That was before the 7-year drought. Comor, Fen, and myself were reduced to paupers. Paupers? For years, Comor, Fen, and I lived off the rubbish of others by sleeping by the side of the road. Then I found the fellowship, and my life was changed for the better. I've tried to share my newfound fortune with my friends, but I fear they hate me for being more resourceful than they. Fen? Fen was a farm laborer and one of Comor's most trusted friends. With the farm gone, Fen just did not have any place to go or any way to live. Comor? He once owned one of the largest farms in all of Britannia. He was born to wealthy parents. After he lost his farm, he took to sleeping along the road. One night, a gang of bullies wanted to steal his gold. He had none, so they beat him until he was lame. He's a very bitter man. Tragic. Philosophy? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I'm clicking through. Yeah. Yes, I do want to join. I should go talk to Bitlin. Or Batlin. Paws. I've lived here in Paws all of my life. I will not leave it now. I shall never leave. Thief? I have heard that some of Morphin's venom hath been stolen. I cannot imagine who would do it unless it was that brat that lives with the farmer widow. Widow? I believe her name is Camille. Brat? I believe his name is Tobias. Bye. Good day, Paulus. I wonder why he would think she did it. So there's the whistle. Shopkeeper? Shopkeeper? I wonder why Faradwin's a shopkeeper. He's not a shopkeeper. That is Britta, but I don't really feel like talking to her. So we will go north. Oh! Which one is this? I think that is the Fellowship's kid. You see a jovial young man who gives you a friendly greeting. Name? I'm Garrett, the son of Faradwin and Britta. What do you do, kid? I'm too young to learn a trade of mine own yet, but I do assist my parents in running the shelter. I hope to be a counselor in the Fellowship one day, or a professional whistle panpipes player. Panpipes? I've been playing panpipes since I was little. I'm pretty good now, if I say so myself. I keep the whistle by my bed and practice every night before going to sleep. Fellowship? Oh, I can tell thee all thou dost need to know about us. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, no, I'm not asking philosophy. I mean it. Faradwin. My father works for the Fellowship helping poor people in Paws. He tries to recruit them, but most refuse. Recruit? My father was once the head recruiter in Britain until they moved him here. I once heard him talking to Mother about how the Fellowship was wasting its time here. Poor people? My father says that the poor people reject the Fellowship because the triad of inner strength requires strength of character. Character? My father says the poor are weak of character, and that is why they are poor. They do not have to be. They're just too lazy to work. Dost thou agree? No. Then thou must be a person of weak character also. Pause. Actually, I don't like this town very much. The people here are all poor, and the only one mine own age is Tobias. And, he adds, there is a thief here. Thief? There is a thief in this town. Our merchant Morphin had some valuable silver serpent venom stolen from him. The culprit is still free, so be wary. Tobias? He and his mother reject the Fellowship. They are witless and stupid, and I do not like them. Bye. Goodbye, then. All right, so this is the farm of Camille and Tobias. They're out here, and I do need to talk to them, but I'm going to do that next time. So find the venom thief. So that's it for this recording. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.